request that so let us say our name, because when you say I am, then it brings you into this moment, your name and then what you're bringing. So if you could.
Okay. So I am Barbie Jimenez, and I am bringing a sense of oneness into this space.
I am Heike, and I'm bringing lots of love from the heart into the space.
And I am Kiara, and I'm just bringing a very strong intention for evolving into the new earth.
I'm Liliana, and I'm bringing presence.
I'm Marianne, and I'm bringing hopefulness.
I am Meenakshi. I'm bringing connection. Tina? Ti-
Oh, I'm sorry. And I was thinking mostly. I'm Tina, and I'm bringing gratitude into this space.
I am Vivian, and I'm bringing clarity into this space.
Beautiful. We have so many different, we have sort of gone into the metaverse with all the different things that we are bringing into the space. I love that. We've also joining from different countries. I love that also. And now what we are going to do is to connect with the creator spirit within. So you can have your eyes open or closed, but just sense your mind, your thoughts and emotions, and sense the creator spirit within your mind. See how the thoughts that you have are being created all the time. Just like your breath, which we have just taken with our physical bodies, thought is also a stream that keeps going. Where does the stream come from? And where does the stream go? From where does the thought enter you? And where does it leave you? Think of thought as a breath and let your mind expand with this feeling. And in the same way, now just get connected with how you're feeling at this moment. Are you creating what you're feeling? Are you surrendering to the feeling that's coming to you? How are you connecting with your own feelings? Where did this feeling come from? And where is it going? In a very real way, see how the Creator Spirit, where is the Creator Spirit? Where is the creation in your own emotions and feelings? And now let's connect with this physical body as we did a while ago. We took in a breath and we let out a breath. Where was the breath in between the incoming and the outgoing? Follow it. Let your mind follow the breath. See it going into every cell of your body. What is this breath creating within you? Where is this creator spirit? And as you let this breath out, just feel where this breath is going. How far can you follow your own breath? keep going further, even further. This breath is eternal. Even after this physical body has left, the breath is still here in the elements of the earth. And so through your breath, you are eternal. Through your thoughts, we are eternal. Because we can share our thoughts, we can write them, we can speak them. And even if we are just thinking them, they have entered into the Akash, into the 99.999% of empty space which is within us and around us in this entire universe. And now let's connect, even with our eyes closed, to all the people who are here on this call with us. Mentally feel their names as I say them, so that when we share after this, each of us will metaphorically pass the talking stick to the other. From Barbie to Heike, Kiara, Liliana, Marianne, Minakshi, Tina, Vivian, and to anyone else who may be listening to this afterwards. Just feel this connection now in your heart with all your near and dear ones. They are here with you because they can sense, the people who are near and dear to us can sense how we feel and we think and we are. So even with our own peacefulness and clarity and love and connection and gratitude that we brought into this circle, we have already sent these energies out. We have co-created them. And so we are creating, we are the creator spirits working through us. We are not the whole, but we are aspects of the wholeness. This is a beautiful responsibility. It's also, as we say, our responsibility, our abilities to respond to this world. So it's not a burden, it is an opportunity. And I'm so grateful to everyone who is here today, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night. But at this point of time, look at the beauty, how time works itself and how this earth works herself. She's always whole, she's always experiencing everything just as we are now experiencing. So, now what we are going to do is we're going to go around. And Barbie, so when after you speak, say the next person, the name. And so we are going to say, if you could please share, what are you co-creating in this world? And if you could take about a minute or two to share that.
So, my intention is to co
Sorry, I
create.
will interrupt for a minute and I'll say first we will do what we are doing. So what you feel you are already creating, and then from that we will make an intention. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what I am consciously bringing is neutrality, a sense of welcoming and acceptance and allowing, both through my work and just through who I am and how I show up in space. And I believe Heike, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but I think you're next.
Yes, Ike. um, I sense the respectfulness and the precise communication to create a room have clear thought. Um, so it's easier to understand why communicate with others. And the clarity in mindfulness in the mind combined with a high sense love um, from the heart, a sense of love. So it's always the combination. Yeah. Thank you. Yara.
Yes. So I'm entering into human incarnation, and intending for this body-mind vehicle to be able to embody this presence as strongly and deeply and powerfully as possible. And my intention would be to bring this awareness of the oneself through every form that exists on this planet, human, elemental, animal, plant, beings beneath the earth and above the earth and around the earth. And we're all here to co-create something brand new on this planet. And so my intention would be to support that and to get out of the way as far as the human dimension goes, so that who I am and who we are as divine consciousness can just permeate and speak through and act through as completely as possible. Aho. So I think Lilian, you're next.
Yes, thank you, Chiara. I'm exploring the integration of the matrix, the divine plan, and this week especially with space, inner and outer. And I noticed that as I do that, there is a sense of everything finding its right location, its right place, and space for everything, actually. So now I'm, even in very small spaces, that it's how that is my perception, how my perception changes the space. And I am opening up to exploring time, circular time, which is a new concept for me, I think for most of us. But I have an understanding, enough of an understanding to dare to want to go into it, and that's where I am right now. I know that if, as we do this, as I do this for myself, this awareness is shared with everyone, because that is my intention. I have to open up and let go of everything in order to go past these boundaries that I have felt in this time space, all, different time space dimension all of my life. So now, who is it?
Me.
Okay, Maria. All right, over to you.
Thank you.
Jump us out of time, space.
And may I just suggest, if we are not talking for this round, if we could mute our mics.
So in this moment, I feel an intention that's just arisen in me, actually. And it's really about listening and listening without judgment, without preconception, with awareness to what is coming up that I'm hearing that touches me, um, that I share with the speaker. And this kind of focused and aware listening, I feel, is going to bring me and the other party into a place of deeper understanding, that it's going to get below the surface of communication into the deeper heart of matters, and help us really co-create from somewhere that we have maybe not been before, maybe it's a new place to create from the heart, that comes from just really listening to someone else and seeing where we both both of our intentions are. We're intending all the time, and in every interaction there's an intention. And so when you're really listening, you can pick up the intention of the other person much more clearly and see how that sits with your own intention. And quite often there's a complete match there, and that feels very good. And you are next, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Marianne. It's so interesting you spoke of communication, because one of my astrologer friends tells me that there's lots to do with communication happening right now. And I got a very beautiful communication from an unthought of source yesterday. And I think Liliana and Marianne will resonate, because we are in a group where yesterday we were speaking, Thursday, we were speaking about death and dying. And yesterday, when I was watering some flowers which I thought were wilting, and I was a little surprised because it's been raining, I felt that I went outside and I saw a beautiful anole, the kind of lizard, and it was dead. And it shocked me, and my first reaction was, I'm so sorry. And I later thought, why am I sorry when I know I did not kill the lizard? I thought maybe the dog did. But it's in my yard, in my garden, so I felt responsible. And I said, here I am teaching a course of who do you feel responsible for? So I feel responsible for what happens around me. I always have since I was a child. I have always felt I was co-creating. I always felt, and my friends used to tell me, Meenakshi, you're not God. You're not responsible if I fell down. But I can't help feeling that. And shamanic friend told me, Meenakshi, just sit with I did a beautiful ceremony and I had to let go. So that's what I'm co-creating right now, is releasing what doesn't serve me. And I had to let go whatever you feel when you're going to be handling a dead body. Although I've done it in the past with animals who have died around us. And so but this time she guided me to do it in a very beautiful way with in a heliconia leaf. I mean, I used whatever I had in the garden around me with leaves and a sage, and in a very sacred way, and buried her. And I felt, she's a girl, beautiful blue, so beautiful. And I feel so connected with her. And then she said, see what message you get from her. And now it comes to what you were saying, Marianne, about listening. I've been having a conversation with that same astrologer friend about something which I said when I invited you all. I said, your presence is required. And he said, this is very harsh. It's like you're my boss telling me you must come. But three people told me we felt as if how important we are, that we need to be there. So you see, this is it. Who's listening? who's speaking and who's listening and who's hearing, what heart are you listening, is so important. So I listened to this Anol, and she told me, you know, Meenakshi, if you're feeling distressed, because I got distressed by what he had told me, and you're feeling disappointed in someone, understand that this can lead to so much more than you imagine. Don't allow yourself to stay distressed for longer than a moment. And if you, because this is your out breath, this is what you're doing. I allowed myself to feel stressed for a long time, which means like for a few hours, which is not good. So it's showing us how we are co-creating in this reality, not only in the metaphysical, which we are, they're all interrelated. And the last thing, which I'm speaking too much, but I want to show you, I'm co-creating that I'm going to release those, I'm going to let those, can you see what they are? Puppets. Puppets which you get in India, you know? I'm going to let them go because maybe we were acting as puppets, but we are not puppets anymore. We are not what's happening to us. We are what we are co-creating. We really are. And so I would rather just have my beautiful Kuan Yin here. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak so much. And now I hand this over to Tina. Tina, can you unmute your mic and speak?
Oh, thank you, Meenakshi. Good
What are
morning.
you co-creating in this world? Actually, that's also nice if we can ask the question again. What are you co-creating?
My senses are aware. I seek guidance, and I'm co-creating many things. The study of late, just what has come to me has been how many people are receiving guidance that's making them sick. I'm seeing a lot of people getting really, really sick in the Western medical system and not questioning it. So, this exploration around messages that were given and what we actually hear and how much of our own ego or our own self or our own projection is in that message, I think is a very important one. So I just, seek guidance. I hope to be useful, and that is what I am receiving and acting upon lately.
And you pass this on to?
This on to Vivian.
Hello, everyone. As Tina mentioned, we are all doing many things, but I wanted to speak to the predominant energy that I think I am co-creating right now. And it has to do with organizing energy, divine order. MC Escher once said, we love to create chaos because, we create chaos because we love to produce order. And that is, again, one of the predominant energies that I bring to any effort. It's not just organizing thoughts, it's not organizing tasks, but it's bringing a sense of collected effort or collected energy. Because especially during times like this when we're being bombarded with very intense energies, it does have a tendency to make people a little bit scattered. And so the organizing energy helps to center, connect, provide a greater opportunity for alignment with our greater wisdom. And I think that's why that is going to serve as a basis for my intention when we get around to that round. So divine order is the way I characterize that. But I also, it helps to create balance. And that's another sort of predominant energy in my life and what I've been doing in the past and what I'm doing now. Is just bring energy. And especially in this resonant field that we're creating here. My hope is to, by bringing this to the table, that we have a better opportunity for all of us to act as one, as a single collective, and with our combined energies, bring in everything that we intend. So, thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, everyone. What I'd like is, this is going to be a little bit informal, but first we'll do one tiny exercise, and that is just bring to our to our awareness right now that because as we've already seen, everything is interconnected and it's starting with you. What is your intention for your own personal life? This is very necessary because in the tri-origin, when we think of our personal egoic self, it gives what is called the hetero energy, the energy that helps us to change and grow and be expanded and open. It doesn't last long, but it's important. It gives you that energy, yes, yes. It's necessary. So bring that to your mind for just a moment, because the moment is in your mind, it's in the resonant field. And please state it to yourself as it has happened, as an affirmative intention. So not I wish, not I intend, but I see, I feel, I am. And if you wish, you can write it for yourselves. This is personal, it's yours. Everything we do today is going to, you will see this happening. And now bring to your mind what you're wishing for your near and dear ones, your friends, your family, your pets, your plants, your jobs. What is your intention? Because this helps us to realize that we live in a certain world, and it is in this world that all the intentions that we have are going to go out. We are not going to separate from ourselves and our people and our animals. And now, if you want, we can take a little, either if you want, we can take a break. So we'll do it in a more sort of relaxed way. And if we can put in the, while we're taking a break, if you want to go, as they say, a bio break or drink or something, but in the chat, if you're here, please write what is your intention now for the world, for the whole world. And I want to just give a little background to what my personal intention is for these circles. What I've started is that in Co-Creator Circle from January, so this is the first month. This has been the Gregorian New Year. Next month, February, is going to be the Lunar New Year, which the Chinese, from China. So imagine how many billions of people are celebrating a new year then. Millions have celebrated, actually, the entire world has celebrated January. Many billions will celebrate February. April, there's another calendar. There are many calendars running concurrently in this world. There's the Indian Vedic calendar. There are the Maya calendar. There are many calendars. New Year's take place all the time. We connect with all the energies. So what I would like is that from February to the 6 months after that, so wherever that takes us, we take the six energies of the universe with the five elements. We'll take the five elements. So starting with water, and look at the synchronicity. Water is the energy that begins and ends. It's before birth and before death, and we are always connected. We all know so much about water. Kiara is sitting right now with a beautiful waterfall behind him, you know and in fact, Kiara is going to be presenting something wonderful, which you will see later, and I really would like you all to be there, you know for his session next month. So next month we will do water. The month after that we will do fire. No, sorry, air or wind. Then we'll do fire. Then we'll do the earth itself, the soil, and then we'll do the akash. I would like us, if we, my intention is that we always have at least, if you all can always be there, you know and it would be wonderful if it's always the same group, because Marianne has us in an intention group, and we see the beautiful power of what is happening and being and manifesting as a result. I think all of us here already know all the background of all the intentions, but that is the plan that I have. I don't know if I can call it an intention, but it's definitely a plan. So now I know, Kiara, you're always writing the intention. You have written yours. Can everybody write what they have? And then this time I would like us to, is it okay, Marianne, if instead of saying our intention is, we say we see? Because when I teach Reiki, then what we use is affirmative intention. So it's no longer actually even an intention. We see it has happened, because then we are fully manifesting it. Can we do that? So we'll first do the way, whatever way you want to write, and then we'll reword. We have to make one intention.
Yeah. I think you should try what's coming up for you, Meenakshi, that feels right.
Okay. So first, let's just do, this is the hetero phase. We're all just writing all our individual intentions. Okay. See. Can I share the screen as the chat? No. Can I share the screen of the chat? Not really. I don't think so. We'll all have to read them ourselves. Oh yeah, I don't want to share the screen. We'll just read the chat ourselves. Has everyone written? And you know what we are going to do? Once it's out, it's not my intention and your intention. It's our intention, right? So what we're going to do is each one will read another person's intention. Let's bring some fun into this, okay? Has everyone written? Has
No.
anyone not written? Okay, whoever's not written, please write.
Okay.
Because from this we have to make one intention statement, and that will be ours. That will be our intention. our affirmative intention. So it's an affirmation and an intention. Okay, 1, 2. And while we are still waiting for 1 or 2 intentions to be written, if we can think, Marianne, I think you're the expert here, so I'm not meaning to put you on this. I'm not. It's not a spot.
No,
We're
no
working
problem.
together. It's a project. I'm thinking of this as a project. If you can feel how, do you want to do this aspect of bringing it into one, or we'll all do it together, of course? But shall I do it?
I think possibly, I don't know how long we've got today,
1 hour.
Meenakshi.
We
One
have
hour.
another, not 1 hour. We have now 40 minutes still.
Yeah. So if you feel comfortable sort of picking out what comes together in one intention naturally,
Okay.
and I feel like if you want, it depends how you want it to go. If you want to have discussion around the intentions, then we can probably all say something more. And but there needs to be somebody who synthesizes all of it into
Yeah.
one. That's a big job.
So let's do one thing first. Because has anyone not written? Then put a thumbs up, please. Okay, okay. Sorry, Vivian, not mean. Okay, so while you're writing, sorry if my voice is disturbing you, but I'll talk softly. So what we'll do is read all the intentions and see which one you feel is all encompassing. There may be.
Ah,
You never
good
know.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all our intentions are like rivers and they're all flowing into an ocean. So what we have to do now is to voice that ocean. What is that ocean into which all our rivers are falling? Vivian, you've written? And it's okay if your intention is, but do you have something in mind, or am I distracting you?
No, um,
What is your intention for the world? There's there. Don't think about it. It's there.
I'm not
It's
thinking.
not yours. It's just coming out. Just write it. It's just coming out. What do you wish for the world? Maybe it's one word. And if it's not, that's okay also. Now what we'll do is, if each of us can just read the first thing and we'll just read them. You know? So we'll go in the same order. It's simple. So, Barbie, you just read the first intention as if it's your intention, because now it's our combined intentions. Now they've left us, they've gone.
My intention for the world, that humanity attune itself collectively to the voice, mind, and heart of Gaia, joining with all species of life over, around, above, and beneath the earth in co-creating the next evolutionary wave.
And then just say the next person's name so that they know.
My intention is to be aware, compassionate, and useful.
How can I manage to bring so much joy into this world?
My intention is that co-creator circles meet monthly and intend every day to send beneficial vibration to our world.
I see all of humanity feeling such a sense of inner safety that they can trust their universal and divine connection and live from that space.
Our intention is to wake up to humanity's universal self and establish resonance with the planet and with all that is.
Tina, you're muted.
Tina,
It is my intention to open the possibilities of loving connection in every experience with this living earth and her inhabitants. Thank you, everyone.
I get to read my own sort of vague, uh, nebulous single word truth.
Beautiful.
There is, it really is a part of clarity. It's enhancing all of our ability to discern truth. And I don't even wish to define it because it's going to be truth as applicable to each one of us. So I had a difficult time putting that into an intention, but it is truth. Truth brought to light.
You know, Vivian, my feeling is that what you've written, it's like the kernel. It's, I talked of the three energies, and in the center of that is the creator, which actually, not even the creator, but before creation, when there's um, just the dot, the zero. There's nothing else. It's from where everything emerges, and I think that's what you've written, and that's why you couldn't name it as an intention. So it's going to underlie whatever finally we choose. Even if we don't use the word, it needs to underlie everything. What I love is that you had to speak yours. Yes, you're right, Heike, it's the seed. And that Liliana and I read one another's. You saw that? The river looks back a little bit. So, and I love, Kiara, that you got the joy. You have a quiet sense of joy. Beautiful. It's beautiful to listen to Kiara. You'll see. Wind Rider. So now I'm going to ask all of you, if can you think of any one of them which we feel can be, has all our rivers have flown into? I feel we already have, but if you don't feel it, then that's different.
Truth. Truth is all encompassing. So that is really big. And that's what I see.
So we see truth encompasses yours, or can we also have a sense? And I'm fine with everything. Let each person speak. So, what do you feel, Bobby?
The one that resonates with me is it is my intention to open to the possibilities of loving connection in every experience with the living earth and her inhabitants. It feels all encompassing to me.
Which one was that? Let me see. It is my
Mari,
intention that.
Nankan, Marianne.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Like saying that.
Okay.
And I pass it to Hike. I'm
Hiker. You have to think there's an R at the end, then it's easy.
Um, I think um, you don't need words. It's the emotion. It's expressing everything. And I think what we are all feeling now expresses the the seed or all of it.
Liliana, what do you feel? Oh no, sorry, it's Kiara next. Kiara.
Yes. Well, if truth is the seed and that's planted deeply into the heart of the earth, into our own hearts, into the heart of the living consciousness of all there is, truth is the first of the qualities of the divine, Satchitananda. And so, that's the quality, that's the embodiment that we're seeking in everything. Um, so when we get to that quality of divinity, the truth, we are one, and we're experiencing reflections of each other in all things. And then, as we embody ourselves as fully as possible, that can then, move out in joyfulness and beauty and love and heartfulness and presence and, it's just a natural invitation of life. So truth, I think, really does encompass everything as the seed that's now germinating in this world.
The only feeling I have though is that because intention has another energy, because truth is the
Mm,
underlying, but it doesn't have a force. And I feel that it's important, this world needs the force, the energy.
mm, mm,
So if you were to think of the sprout, it is the seed, but now we want the sprout seed to sprout. We are connecting with the sprout. Then which one would you choose?
Okay,
And
okay,
if
so
anyone
then
doesn't feel it, then you can tell me. Yeah.
the one from Barbie, I see all of humanity feeling such a sense of inner safety, because in order for a seed to sprout, it needs to feel safe. It needs to feel the warmth and the cocooning within the earth, the, being supported, being embraced, and then being attracted by the sun, the wind, the elements. And once we can feel safe, then they can trust the universal and divine connection and live from that space.
Liliana?
We intend that humanity is trusting enough to wake up to the truth.
You write that down. Marianne?
Yeah, I'm still I'm still reading and digesting. If somebody else would like to go before me, I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah, I'm also thinking because my first feeling had actually been with what was first written. My intention for the world that humanity attune itself collectively to the voice, mind, and heart of Gaia, joining with all species, all of life over, around, above, and beneath the earth in co creating the next evolutionary wave. I felt that this gives, uh, you know, but in a way, maybe it is the flower. I don't know if we
Mm.
want that right now, or I liked what Kiara said, that it helps if we are thinking of, since I said sprout, that because I usually don't like to think of safety, but recently I have been shown that it is important. to give importance, to accept that in this world in which we still are living, the feeling of safety is important. I resist that thought, but
Well, can I just
Mm.
say one thing, Meenakshi? When you asked us to do this,
hmm,
I guess I took it as a very personal me in relationship to the world, which is why I wrote this is my intention. And I didn't, I think what you're asking us to do now is to collectively come up with a group intention, which changes kind of the feeling of what what we would like to see happen in the world, a little more a little more focused on that rather than
Mm.
how what we would like to bring about in our own life, particularly, if you know what I mean. I'm not
correct,
trying to make some
exactly.
sense of this. So in given that it's a group intention for something that we would like to see in the world, I guess I would agree that the two of them actually, all of humanity feeling a sense of inner safety is really important, because I think lack of safety and fear drives the world these right now. I think those things are very much active in our world, which actually lead to the state of the world being the way it is. So safety would be very good. And the one you just mentioned, which one was it now? What did you
It
just
was the
say?
first one,
Oh, okay.
Kiara. Hmm.
So that one, I think is a little vague for me as to collectively the voice and mind and heart of Gaia. I'm not sure what that is intended to mean, and I think that would require a little more definition from me. But joining with the species is very much where I was sort of thinking that we have an awareness of the planet and all of her species, including
Yes.
ourselves, and really find a loving connection with that. And that those words are very simple, so they would have a similar meaning for everybody.
So I have written sort of, I think if I'm listening to everyone, something if, but before I mean, but I would like Tina and Vivian also to speak what they feel. But we are evolving it, so see
Mhm.
if this one is encompassing everything or not.
I do agree that truth is at the heart of everything, but truth is different for everybody. And people operate from different understandings of truth. It's a bit problematic for me in terms of coming together as a collective to define truth. And even though in a way we're all trying to and hoping to speak from our own truth, and we recognize truth in others when they come from that place, it's just difficult to define as a single entity that we all agree on.
So right now we are not defining the truth. We are only
Yes,
defining the intention. So would
but
you
within
feel,
the but what you
Marianne,
have
that?
so,
But do you
but what
have?
I'm
Sorry,
saying,
my question here.
Meenakshi,
Yeah, go ahead. But
using the
this,
word in intention, you have to have a meaning for it, right?
yeah. So that's what I was going to. I was answering your question before you asked it. What I want to ask you is, do you feel that there is an a truth with a capital T, which we may or may not know, but it does exist. And that if we are connected with it, then whatever we want manifests because we've connected with it. Do you feel that there is such a thing as one truth or not? Because if you don't, then you're right, we can't put it in the intention. I may not know the truth, but I may know that it does exist. The river has not
I
seen the
can't
ocean.
yeah, yes, no, I couldn't say yes to that.
Okay,
I would have to think about it a little bit.
okay.
Yeah.
So, all
I,
right. So,
may I say
uh,
something on that?
yes.
So, earlier Meenakshi spoke about the seed and then the sprout and then the flower. And I would say then finally the fruit. And if truth is the seed, it's a resonance that we can all feel, even if we can't always define it.
Yeah.
And then as we move with it, then the definitions grow, and then it becomes more expanded, it ripples out to create bigger and bigger circles until finally we have the fruit, which is all the other intentions. The intentions that all of humanity feels a sense of safety, the intention that we can open to a divine connection, and so on. So I feel like, the conversation can be seen on different levels. So truth to me is not something that can be stated, but it's a resonance. And we can all feel that resonance. And then that
I'm not so
drives
sure
us.
that's the part I'm not so sure about, Kiara. Can we all feel that resonance? I think that's part of the problem. I think we can all feel safety at times. Truth,
Yeah.
I'm not so
Yeah.
sure about.
Well,
Okay.
that's true. Yeah. The
It,
more
Right.
aligned we are,
yeah, that's
the
true. See?
resonance changes.
That's why
Okay.
I wrote waking up to the truth and feeling
Yeah.
safe enough to. I see that I totally agree with Karen that there are steps to humanity, individually and collectively, so that first we have to feel safe enough, then we can open out, then we can receive it, then we can co-create. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's not just one thing. And diversity is also important, and timing and all that. So there's, that again, the matrix that I'm exploring is a very, like, time and space and individuality. It needs to be respected in our intention here. Otherwise, we are outside of the third dimension. We just wipe it out and just go into this all that is, that's nothing, it's everything, but it's nothing. We're not, that's not the intention for me at this point, at least. We're
So,
not there yet.
Liliana, how would you feel if truth is the seed, then the seed is under the ground, so it doesn't have to be spoken of? In fact, that's one of the things I often startle my students with by saying I can never speak the truth because the truth is so huge that all the words are needed to say it. So, actually, there are no words.
And
We
it's
can
not
only
one.
speak partial truths. We can never speak the whole truth. So, what if
It's
we
not
don't
one.
use
It's not
it?
one. Yeah, it's, well, okay. But it's not one also. It's not, that's why there you can't put it in words because it's not
Okay.
one. It's
Yeah. So,
perspective. It's all of it.
so let's also hear from Tina and Vivian, and then we'll see if you feel that what I've written is what we all are saying or not. It's based on what you all have been saying. Tina?
I feel, and yeah, I'm open to debate on this, but I'm hearing the same thing from everyone. I'm hearing that we want to see what's real, we want to see what's lasting, we want to come from a higher place, and we also want to respect the natural order. I really enjoyed what Liliana shared about the natural intelligence of the universe, and to my mind, that resonated with Vastu, in the Ayurvedic study of not only physical spatial relationships, that when things are organized in harmony with the flow, that they're more efficient, they're more peaceful, they're more safe. So I'm really hearing, like the same thing from everyone. and and gosh, I also agree with the point that came up that the words are limited, and also the ideas that, gosh, everything is subjective, and we are all filtering through this instrument, through this mind, through our experiences. So I think we're all reaching beyond that, and finding beauty, finding peace, finding usefulness, and that is a very beautiful way to start my day. Meenakshi, you did offer a short break, and I'm wondering if I might accept that offer for 2 minutes to
Yeah,
take that quick
please do.
break.
Yeah, please
Okay,
take the
thank you.
break. And meanwhile, I'm just going to ask Vivian to speak if it's okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So, Vivian, now we have 15 minutes, 16 minutes. So, to be mindful of the time, would you be what do you feel about what has been written last, and what are your thoughts? Because if we can choose one, then for 5 minutes we'll I think we won't have more than 5 minutes to hold the space for that intention in this meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, let me say that in the human experience, we always run into challenges when we try to package something that's indefinable into a word or phrase or sentence.
Yes.
In my view, truth is indefinable. Okay. Not that it varies with everyone, because the truth never varies. Your perceptions of what is truth
Yes.
varies. Okay. So yes, I agree that truth is the seed. But the other thing about truth is that a pursuit of truth in our human experience leads us to infinite possibilities where we don't have to state one intention, but that we're open to any number of intentions, however they're packaged neatly into words. So what I'm trying to convey is that I know we're trying to achieve some statement of what our intention is as a resonant field. But I also want to say that we don't have to, okay? It is a mental exercise. What we need to do is to, I think, is to really continue to pursue truth, whatever it is that brings us clarity in whatever intention we so desire. Because when you operate from a place of truth, which encompasses so many different ideals, love, peace, joy, harmony, balance, honor, respect. Regardless, when we create from that energy, from that space, it absolutely doesn't matter what is created. It's all beautiful. It is all loved. It is all appreciated by those who continue to pursue the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivian. You have spoken of the soul of what we are doing.
Beautiful.
So now that we have, now for me, time doesn't exist, so I'm fine. I know that sometimes it does, but if anyone will need to leave at in 13 minutes, it's fine. Just letting you know, whatever intention, if we can choose one that we accept, I'll just hold the space here, and whoever can stay can stay. It'll be great, but we will be together in our hearts. So can we just vote on with a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Can you hold this intention as it's stated from whatever processes have happened in our group? The last one that is in the chat. Do you feel that this could be your intention? And if so, then can we if anyone, all our thumbs up, this is creator spirit in our hands. Our
I don't
thumbs.
understand, Minakshi. I don't understand what you're actually asking us to do
What
right
I'm
now.
asking is this our intention? Is
Is
this our
what our
final
intent?
sentence? The last one that I've written in the chat.
Oh,
Can you
so
accept this as your intention, our intention for today?
can you read it?
Yes, we intend, but I'm going to restate it. We see. Can we do it as we see? We see that all life forms feel such a sense of inner safety that they trust their universal and divine connection and live from that space. Are you comfortable with, can you feel it? Because if we can't convince ourselves, then we can't bring it out. And that's why I will remove words like can, because that is also, we see
Well,
that
in
all
changing
life.
it from intention to see,
I'm,
for me,
I'm making it what is called an affirmative intention.
yeah, it's not an intention for me then, because I can
Okay,
see
but
whatever,
can you sense this? So remove, it's also important. Sometimes we just remove what we know, you know, and just when you read this, how do you feel? That's all I want to ask. Do you feel that this is how does this make you smile or not? You're a child and you're reading this in an innocent way. You're just a tiny little sprout. Do you see this as, do you see, oh, yeah, I would like to go towards this. I can see this. Be a child.
Hmm. Yeah, I can see this as a sprout statement.
We are growing with it.
Yeah.
Can you bring this into your heart? Can you be the love in which this can happen? Can we be that?
Um, I would, how about we claim?
We
If you
claim.
want, we claim, yeah, not we see, because see is very limited and I can't see
Oh, that's
through.
what you mean. Yeah, no, but here C is written in a, in that. Okay. So what are you saying? We claim. Claim
We
is
claim,
sort of
yeah,
claim.
like it's
Let's
present.
keep it as intention because I think that is easier for all of us.
Okay. The word
I
claim,
just need to explain something about intention,
Yeah.
because it's very clear to me that intention means that you have a very focus, you're focusing your will in a certain direction. And when you get up in the morning, basically we all set intentions around something that we want to accomplish in that day. And if we don't set any intentions, not much gets done. We just kind of flow. But intentions are a very focused kind of way of saying, this is what I intend to do for myself, for another, for, and so the essence of will and the ability to create because you have chosen a certain direction is all part of intention. So it's a very different meaning to say I see or to use another word.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, when
I've
you
changed
say
it
I
back to
intend
intent.
or
Yeah.
we intend,
Yeah.
we are all committing to something. We're
Yeah.
saying that this is what we agree to commit to. And so to change it from intention, we're doing something different.
Yeah. I'll keep it as intention. So can you see the last sentence that I'll read it and let me know if everyone can accept this, okay? We intend that all life forms feel such a sense of inner safety that they trust their universal and divine connection and live from that space.
We're intending something for all life forms here. What does that demand of us? I mean, it's like saying, yes, this is the way I want the world to look, but what's my involvement in that?
My involvement in that is that I'm giving my connect my intention, my the whole force of my attention to this, holding that, and so we are holding the sacred space for this to happen.
Well, then the intention should be, we intend to help create a world in which all life forms feel, because that's the active part. That's us as creators.
We intend to co-create
Yeah.
a world, you said?
We tend to co-create a world in which all life forms feel such a sense of inner safety. That's the active part in creating that world.
Yeah. Thank you,
Otherwise,
Marianne.
we're fantasizing about it, which is a part of creation. You've got to have the vision before you can
But
work
bring
towards
yourself into
something.
the picture. I like that.
Yeah.
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 May I say one thing? In the Hindu tradition, they have three forces that act simultaneously. So you have the Ichha Shakti, which is intention. You have the Jnana Shakti, which is mind. So we're talking about universal mind. And then you have the Kriya Shakti, which is the ability to act on that
Yeah.
intention. And
Yeah.
they're all, so when you have a clear and strong intention, it's like a container, it's like a flute. And then the divine wind can move through it and play its own music.
Mhm.
And so the intention is basically to create, to make ourselves available as that flute.
Yeah. And that's the active part. That's why I say here, where we are actively involved in that. It's not
Yes.
just seeing it as a world that this happened. We're creating
Beautiful.
it. That's what I thought
Right,
we were doing here.
Hey, we
right.
are. It's already there.
Yeah. And when you
Marianne,
say
now
we are
you read
creating
it
it,
and see. Sorry. I love
yeah,
your flute, Kiara.
Yeah, I
one more
love
thing
that
about
idea.
creating it is that there's two different acts of creation. So
Okay.
when you're a flute, you're not creating it from the human perspective. You're simply allowing it. And the creation happens from something beyond and bigger and deeper that spontaneously breaks through soon as the act or soon as the intention is strong.
So what would you say about that statement, Kiara?
Um, yeah, so this is still written from, I like it, but if we can go one step even further, what's my identity? Am I identifying as a human when I say this with human senses? Or am I identifying as the great wind of spirit? And if I can merge those aspects of myself, then what I would say is I'm not even intending to. I am creating a world in which all life forms feel such a sense of inner safety that my universal self can move, or that the universal self can move through it all.
What do you feel? Can we, for this, let's try one thing. Can you, Kiara, and you, Marianne, because you're the two who have raised something right now, and I maybe even. So, if you look at the co-creation, Kiara, so that means you're saying from our human self, as Marianne said that we have to bring ourselves into, our will. Can you accept that from your human self, knowing that the universal is anyway creating? So we are doing this together.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So
That's,
we are making this a human intention.
hmm.
So, Marianne, what do you feel about it?
Well, I feel that in stating we intend to co-create,
Yeah.
co-create itself means that we're bringing all of the forces together, whether they be human or divine, that we recognize that we've got aspects of all of that, and we're bringing it all together to co-create a world. So it doesn't seem to need any more definition than we intend to co-create.
So, am I hearing a thumbs up from everyone? Creator spirit is happy with this? In the human being?
Mhm.
Marianne, you're happy, right, with this?
This is fine.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm happy that we actually have something today that we can feel good about.
Isn't that beautiful? Okay. So now the way I'll do it is the way okay, now this is the time for everyone to tell me, are you looking at the clock and need to go away in a minute, or can you stay longer?
Probably about,
I have to
max-
go.
Okay.
yeah, I probably maximum 10 minutes.
I think that 10 minutes is good. The rest of us can stay for a bit.
No, no,
Tina
I
has
don't
to
have
go
to go.
also. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to
Okay.
go.
Yeah,
I could
that's
stay
fine.
10 minutes.
Okay. So
This is
if you
lovely
could,
though.
I will send this to you. So if you could, through the month, just sit in your own space. You all everyone here knows how to meditate, and we all have our different practices. We don't have to have the same practice. Just please hold this intention in your heart with the gratitude and with the love and connection that we all have. And I will stay in this space. I will play the music that Marianne said we can play, called Chokure by Jonathan Goldman, and we'll just hold this whole intention for that time in gratitude. Okay, if you need to leave, thank you so much for being here, because this was the most important, and the, you know,
Mm.
I'm amazed that we were able to do it. I'm very grateful and blessed. Thank you. Okay, I'll play the music, and then what we would do, I think it'll be nice if each of us say this aloud. We can say it in on or off a video, as you like, or as you like, but speaking it and whispering it to ourselves, it will go deeper and deeper into the session. We intend to co-create a world in which all life forms feel such a sense of inner safety that they trust their universal and divine connection and live from that space. Well, we are back. The music seems to have wanted to stop. You know, this is such a beautiful, amazing, heart-centered group. I just, I don't know if you can feel how, I mean, the child in me is just jumping with joy, so happy. And I feel that's how I felt that's what the sprout was doing. I'm so amazed, Barbie. Really, you brought that. All of us, we did the co-creation. I just love how everyone here is so sure of, because you're all so skilled and talented, and know so much. And that is really the truth. That is the meaning of truth. When we have that feeling, then we are also, we surrender to one another. We just absorb from one another. I love that so much. Hope that each of you will come. So my intention is to there. My hope, I should say, that do you feel that you would want to do this every month? Will you come in the February where we'll intend for water, whatever our intentions are about water? Do you feel that that is the right way to go?
I feel as though just from today's experience, um, it would be good to come together where with a very clear kind of direction of what, if you want to continue it as intentions for each week with a focus on that intention. Like if you say water, that brings to mind for me, the waters of the earth and how we're polluting them, and how we can focus intention in some way that helps that alleviate that. So the clearer and more precise the goal is here, I think the better we're going to work together in intention.
Yeah, that is the intention, to be very clear. And that's why I've stated it from the beginning, so that we will all know that that's what we are going to be working on in the next 6 months. And what my
So
question, yeah,
I had forgotten what you said the January aspect
this is
was.
January. So today was that we've set a general intention, which we have now.
But
You know,
I mean, like you're saying February is water, like what was January? Was it
we are
one
in
of the,
January, and our January has been the general overall intention till we meet again in the
oh,
next month.
okay.
So our
Yeah.
overall is this one that we stated, that we feel a world of safety where everyone can thrive. I mean, I'm just sort of paraphrasing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
A
if we
world of
can
safety
hold
for
it
everyone.
every day, the feeling here is a little different from what we do in our groups, and so we have to slightly change the mind. So at Co-Creator Circle, what I'm requesting is that each of us just find one time at which we can hold this intention for ourselves. And it could be while we are walking, it could be while we are meditating, it could be any time. Each of us choose our own time and hold it, knowing that all of us are together. We could have chosen one same time, but we're all in different time zones and it complicates matters. So choose your time, but know we are all there with you, because in space we are always now. We're always in the now, and that's the truth. That's a truth. Yes, like the Gaia
Yeah.
minute. Yes, the Gaia minute is that, and that's why gratitude came into the picture, and so
Mm.
many things came into the picture. Do you
Can I
feel
say
that?
one thing about the
Yeah,
intention? Something was nagging at me about the intention,
yeah.
and what I got was it was the word connection. And if I replace that with origins, so what would that be then? Um, that they trust the universal and divine origins rather than connection.
Oh, that's
Because
what
when I
you
say
wrote.
connection, to me, it creates a separation. So when I say connecting to the divine, it's like, who am I then? I am divine. When I say origin, then there's unity. There's a
Wow, I love
presence.
that.
Are universal and divine different things?
We can say universal divine if we want.
For me, when I wrote it that way, it was so that it would be all encompassing, because to some people, the word divine could be triggering.
Yeah.
Right. So I wrote it to kind of
Yeah.
be a little bit of encompassing. It could be God, it could be energy, it could be whatever word you choose there.
Yeah, but it's true. If we remove, because I'll send this out to all of us, and we can hold it the way we did today, or we can fine tune it. Would this work for you, Marianne? You said you asked the question.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I have another question. That do you feel that we need to connect in any other way, or this is enough that we meet once a month? Like, do you feel we need to have an email connection? Do you feel we need to have a Facebook group? Or do you feel that this meeting once a month is adequate?
I think this is adequate for now.
Yeah. Okay. Because we meet at here and there. Kiara, which day is your event? Let me tell you right
Okay,
now.
let me
So,
check my calendar.
yeah, it's on February 5th. It's going to be beautiful. Co-create with Kiara Windrider, Gaia's Evolutionary Call. See his website. You want to put your website there? Or actually, I'll just do it.
Sure.
I'm so blessed that you were able to come, Kiara. Really. We really are all very blessed because all of you are gems, some hidden, some known, you know.
I just wanted to say I did resonate with what Kiara was saying about changing connection to origins.
Yeah, I
So,
did that. It's
oh,
already
okay.
changed.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
He already wrote it, and so all I did was just
Oh,
remove
yeah,
the
I
and.
didn't scroll down. Sorry.
Yes, yes. Wow. What a marvelous group, amazing group came together. You know about Co-Create, Kiara? When I was making Co-Creator Circle, I thought I've removed the hyphen, but actually Co-Create can be written as one word also. I said, thank God.
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm loving this group field. There's so much wisdom, so much heartfulness, and so much joy.
Yeah.
Amen. Such a beautiful group,
Mm.
such beautiful
Yeah.
beings. I
Yeah.
really appreciate all of you very
My
Yeah.
much.
heart is full. My heart is just full.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you for putting that event up.
I know we don't want to leave. We are always in one another's heart. We are always in Gaia's heart. We are one. We are Gaia. We are universal. We are divine.
Yeah.
Yes. And in our humility, we say we are co creating because it helps us to feel safe, knowing that, okay, if I make a mistake, but see, Marianne will help me to put it together, and Kiara and all of us. Thank you, Bhavik.
Well,
Yes.
Marion Hope tries to help, but sometimes too many words, though. Too many
No,
reactions.
how beautifully you helped.
Okay.
Everything.
Well, thank you for that, Meenakshi. I seem to always have something, further to move on. Sometimes I need to
That's
just
why
tell
we are
myself to
here
stop.
because each of us is important. Each of us must. These are one of the few words when I'm using again must, but each of us needs, must, is invited. We are required to speak our words. It's necessary.
Okay.
Everybody is called.
We are called to do that. It's our responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the body. If something goes away because it wasn't being used, then we see what happens to the body. The whole body suffers if my knees are going to be creaking. So we can't be the creaking knees. We have to be the speaking ones. I have too many metaphors and I mix them all up.
Oh, well, you're right on with the creaking knees. I wake up every morning with that. So
Well, me too, sort of. Not really creaking fully, but yes, once in a while. So, okay, you all are
Like
not saying about one another. So, I've told you about Kiara. Heike teaches Qigong. She is a teacher of Qigong and yoga and natural medicine. And her story is amazing. If she could just give some more time and come back and present something, how she brought herself back out of cancer when she was going to have a baby. So now I've
That
told you
would
in
be
short.
wonderful.
Yeah, amazing people we have over here, I'm telling you. And each of you will say more about yourselves and then we'll know more about you.
Mhm.
How did you
Okay.
feel this went? I can, well, why not have it on? How did you feel this whole thing go? Please give me your feedback about if you feel that I accept what you said about clarity, Marian, and I'm going to write more clearly in the next. Was it okay? Any
Yes.
suggestions? Okay.
I think when a group is
Yeah.
getting together for the first time, it might take a little bit of effort for us to gel. The thing that we have going for us, though, is that we are at the beginning creating a resonant field.
Yes.
That helps. And then it's a matter of getting really focused on that resonant field and feeling it more than thinking it. I mean, actually witnessing it, observing it, and feeling it. And I think each month this is going to get better, and
Yeah.
we're gonna find some very pleasant stories to share with each other.
Yes, and that's the reason I was thinking it's good to have one out of these sessions place, because the more we connect, and so one way will be attending one another's if we have events or sessions or whatever, because then that also will keep this our connection. Well, I know you said connection, but there at the human level there's a connection, Kiara, as you know. So to strengthen it. Again, talking about the
Agreed.
joints in the body. We are all the joints in the divine body.
Agreed. Anyway, Meenakshi, thank you very much for creating this space for us. And
Yeah.
thank you all for participating. You really are just incredibly beautiful beings, and I'm honored to be with you.
And
Mm.
where Nan can Marianne is, there are whales outside her window. We're
Mm.
all amazing. Thank you so much. Namaste.
You're all amazing.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys.
Okay.
have a
Thank you,
wonderful
Meenakshi.
And
Thank
a
you,
group
group.
hug.
day. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye now.
bye.
Bye.